Hello and happy Halloween! Welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, as we paint this Halloween scene that I found on Pixabay.com. So Pixabay.com is a pretty cool site. I've talked about it in many videos, and it's a good little site to find some imagery. Sometimes you do have to search through it and find what you want, but they do have a lot of good images. It does, there are differences between just Googling stuff and, looking on sites like Pixabay.com. Anywho, as we delve into this Halloween painting here, I start doing the text. And with this one, I really do try and keep each thing on its own layer. So, the word Halloween on its own layer, the pumpkin on its own layer, and, each individual thing that, in the past, the way I usually work is that I kind of just keep painting and things end up on kind of one layer, and I kind of break them down if I have to onto different layers, but usually it ends up becoming kind of one big layer. I would have basically no more than 3 layers where I'd have a background, and a character, and maybe some highlights and things on another layer. But usually I don't, work on the heaps of layers because I end up, painting on one layer and it's the wrong layer, painting on the pumpkin layer, and I want it to be on the Halloween layer, and I get tired of having to cut it and paste it and things like that. With this one, what I did was I slowed down a little bit more for that to work, the different layering systems. Um, where you know, if I was painting this pumpkin here, I was basically there painting that pumpkin there, on that layer, and then if I was to move on, I would move on to the next character. Um, and I'd make sure that I wouldn't be chopping and changing what I'm doing too much. So this was a really helpful process to do. This image, it wasn't very difficult. I tried to pick something that wasn't too difficult because lately I have been picking, I wouldn't say difficult, but a lot going on that, I have to either focus down on one thing, like, for instance, last week I had the cat, I think it was last week, had the cat I was painting, and that was, only got so much done of that. There was something there that, I did have a little bit of a cold and stuff like that, so that did play a part, but there was so much going on in that piece that, it kind of distracted me, and I didn't get a lot achieved. So I wanted something kind of simplish that I could work on. Yeah, you know how it goes. Something good. That wasn't going to be too kind of me just trying to tackle this thing, tackle a painting that I wouldn't get much done of, basically. So, finding this image was really helpful. I had a few images there that I could have picked. In the end, I wanted this one because I wanted to use the text in kind of a Halloween themed post, which you should see up on my Instagram and stuff like that. So feel free to go check that out. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of do something festive. I do enjoy creating festive things like Christmas themed stuff and yeah, Halloween themed stuff and all those events and things that happen during the year. I do enjoy, as well as, Inktober, although I haven't really participated in Inktober like this year or last year. Um, think last year. Oh no, I don't think so. As far as I know, um, just because it's too much to keep up on. It's good, it's good to get in their process and do all that, but I did it for like 3 or 4 years, that Inktober, quite a few years in a row of doing it. Um, but it wasn't, a big thing. It wasn't like I had massive drawings out of it. It was for me, to work on my skills, my drawing skills. Um, and inking wasn't always, pen on paper. Ink. It was using ink pens and things like that. But it definitely was lots of fun, and I do enjoy little things like that sometimes. But it's hard to keep up because it's a daily task. It takes away from a lot of things, and it's hard to keep up. Um, it is at the moment. It's a very hectic schedule. I do try my best with it, and I get quite a bit done. But adding in another little thing like that, another Inktober drawing on top of that, um, I don't think it will be beneficial. In the end, it has been in the past beneficial, and it's there, and I can use it at any point. I could do like September. It's there. I could do October, but it's not October. What I mean, not October, but it's another month of drawing things. There's all sorts of challenges out there, and you can just grab them when they come, or just create your own kind of challenges. You don't have to always just do like October. You have to do that in October. You can do it any month, and yeah, it's great to do in October. Gives you a month to do it and get those things out of the way. It's lots of fun to do. But yeah, and same with Halloween drawings. You don't have to do Halloween drawings. You can do them any time of the year. It's fun to do them. At the festive season, share the happy Halloween joy, whatever. The happy Christmas and all that stuff coming up. Um, yeah, it's fun to do. So I had fun with this painting. Um, don't really talk a lot about the process. I should talk a little bit more about the process, but it's pretty straightforward. If you watch this, you can kind of see the process I go through. I feel like I've achieved something better in this painting than some of the other 90-minute art challenges I've been doing. Just because, yeah, I was more focused on each object and making each object look good, look, to a certain point, rather than like being all over the place kind of a thing. Maybe focus in on one thing, but it's kind of I do passes on each image. Obviously, yeah, a little bit less going on, and more cartoony feeling here versus a like realistic drawing or painting or something like that. But yeah, it's lots of fun. So hopefully you enjoy this festive season, and you have fun, creating your own Halloween painting. This has been a 90-minute art challenge, so I did this within 90 minutes. And that's fun too, just doing a painting within 90 minutes. It's can seem like a long time, when you start to get into it, when you start to kind of start it. It feels like, oh, I can get this out, I can paint all this, 90 minutes feels like a fair bit of time, but you get to the end of it, and yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't do this or didn't do that, and there's so many things that you feel like you could do better, but the nature of them, these 90-minute art challenges, and it's about achieving the best you can within those 90 minutes, making some restraints, so you can improve your art and stuff like that. So yeah, enjoy the festive season. Happy Halloween, everyone. See you in the next video.